And now let's take you live across to Visakhapatnam, where President Draupadi Murmu is participating in the International Fleet Review 2026.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are requested to rise for the national song and national anthem.
देवियों और सज्जनों, आपसे अनुरोध है कि राष्ट्रीय गीत और राष्ट्रगान के सम्मान में अपने अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएं।
Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable President of India and Supreme Commander of the Defence Forces has embarked INS Sumedha. Shortly, the presidential yacht shall cast off.
देवियों और सज्जनों, भारत की माननीय राष्ट्रपति और सुरक्षा बलों की सर्वोच्च कमांडर आईएनएस सुमेधा पर पधार चुकी हैं। अब से कुछ ही क्षणों में राष्ट्रपति का जहाज प्रस्थान करेगा।
Ladies and gentlemen, shortly the Honorable President of India shall receive a Rashtriya salute from the Guard of Honor, followed by a 21-gun salute. All guests are requested to rise.
देवियों और सज्जनों, भारत के माननीय राष्ट्रपति को 21 तोपों की सलामी दी जाएगी। आप सभी से अनुरोध है कि कृपया अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएं।
Now, as the fleet sails in review today, it also narrates the story of Atmanirbharta, with a significant number of frontline platforms built in Indian shipyards. Let's go back into a history a bit. Indian Navy started its self-reliance in 1950s by designing and constructing its own ships at GRSE. INS Ajay holds the distinction of being the first warship to be indigenously built in India. Constructed at the Garden Reach Workshop in Calcutta, now known as the Garden Shipyards, Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited. India's long journey towards indigenization and indigenous shipbuilding traces its origins to pre-independence era. This pioneering shipyard, which has made several ships for India, today is known as the Hindustan Shipyard Limited. Following independence, the Government of India acquired 2/3 of the company's holdings and formally incorporating Hindustan Shipyard Limited on 21st January that year. In view of the nation's ever-evolving strategic requirements, the shipyard was later brought under the administrative control of the Ministry of Defence in Feb 2010, further strengthening its role in India's maritime security architecture. Over the decades, Hindustan Shipyard Limited has built more than 200 vessels and undertaken refits of over 2,000 ships of various categories. Significantly, it remains the only shipyard in India to have refitted 3 different classes of submarines, including the Egyptian Navy submarines, the Foxtrot class submarine INS Waghli, and the EKM class submarines INS Sindhu Kirti and INS Sindhuveer of the Indian Navy. We were also talking about how India's rise as the shipbuilding nation is rooted in legacy that began even before independence. India's journey towards indigenous shipbuilding traces its origins to the pre-independence era, and as we were mentioning to you about the Hindustan Shipyard Limited, we now have the visuals inside from INS Sumedha of the Hindustan Shipyards Limited. जिस तरीके से हम आपको बता रहे हैं कि हिंदुस्तान शिपयार्ड लिमिटेड अब तक 200 से ज़्यादा वेसल बना चुका है, और साथ ही रीफिट की बात जब हम करते हैं तो हिंदुस्तान शिपयार्ड लिमिटेड 2000 से भी अधिक वेरियस कैटेगरीज के वेसल्स की रीफिट वो कर चुका है। साथ ही हिंदुस्तान शिपयार्ड लिमिटेड एकमात्र ऐसा शिपयार्ड है जिसमें 3 अलग अलग क्लासेस के सबमरीन्स की रीफिटिंग की है। यहाँ पर ये सिर्फ भारतीय नहीं बल्कि इजिप्शियन नेवी सबमरीन्स के भी, फॉक्सट्रॉट क्लास सबमरीन्स के भी रीफिटिंग कर चुका है। साथ ही EKM क्लास सबमरीन्स की जब हम बात कर रहे हैं तो इसमें INS सिंधु कीर्ति, INS सिंधुवीर, इंडियन नेवी के वो भी यहाँ पर रीफिटिंग हो चुके हैं। जैसे जैसे INS सुमेधा समुद्र की ओर बढ़ रही है, पोर्ट छोड़ रही है, हमें कई सारे यहाँ पर विशाखापट्टनम के इंटरेस्टिंग और जो बहुत ज़्यादा आकर्षण वाले केंद्र हैं वो यहाँ पर दिखाई देंगे। अगर आप देखें तो अभी हमें जो स्क्रीन पर दिखाई दे रहा है वो है रॉस हिल पोर्ट सिग्नल स्टेशन है, और पोर्ट सिग्नल स्टेशन से ही जुड़ा हुआ ये रॉस हिल जिसके बारे में हम आपको कुछ ही देर में बताएंगे। काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बातें हैं यहाँ की, लेकिन जो ये पोर्ट सिग्नल स्टेशन है वो यहाँ पर जो भी वेसल्स अंदर आने हैं पोर्ट में उन्हें एक तरीके से नेविगेट करता है और उन्हें फैसिलिटेट करता है कि कौन पोर्ट में किस समय में आ सकता है। These are very spectacular visuals, and we have M. Durai Babu with us. Sir, as we were talking about earlier, we were talking about the importance and the significance of this particular naval dockyard, how it is naturally blessed. We also explained how the Hindustan Shipyard Limited has been instrumental. How do you see this particular journey of indigenization and today where we stand?
See, the Navy is a very technology-reliant force with state-of-art weapons, sensors, propulsion and power generation systems. And technology is an ever-growing facet. हर बार change होता रहता है. The armed forces and also the nation has to be self-reliant, Atmanirbhar,
Right.
for the country to grow and the forces to make sure we are not dependent on somebody else during times of crisis. The Indian Navy, as you said, has been self-reliant since the 50s. First warship built in India was a small seaward defense boat, INS Ajay.
Okay.
It was a small start and today we are where we are. The Navy established a warship design bureau to design and manufacture various components that go into shipbuilding. The first milestone was achieved when we commissioned the earlier avatar of INS Nilgiri in 1976. India's first designed and constructed warship in Musgon docks.
Yeah. So we were explaining to our viewers about the Ross Hill and the attractions in Visakhapatnam. So Ross Hill is a very interesting place over here, and as we are seeing right now, we are seeing the Venkateshwara temple over here. What we are also seeing is behind the Venkateshwara temple is also the Ross Hill church. Alongside in another place, another top, we will also see Baba Ishaq's Dargah over there. So we can say that this is a place where inclusivity is majorly signified. So I'll just explain how Ross Hill stands as the unique symbol of India's enduring spirit of religious harmony. This scenic hill complex offers breathtaking panoramic views of the harbour and also of the vast Bay of Bengal. It draws visitors seeking both serenity and natural beauty. So now we are also seeing International Cruise Terminal in our side. So this time around, International Cruise Terminal has been, very instrumental for IFARC, right?
That's right. The International Cruise Terminal, which is part of the Visakhapatnam Port Trust, is also being used as a landing point for all the ships which are at anchorage. So as I said, there are about 70 odd ships which are there.
Yeah.
And they are all coming and landing here and being welcomed here for proceeding to various events.
So we are talking about international vessels as well. How many are there? And since this is a mega event, 71 ships we are saying in total, how many of the international fleets ships are here?
So we have about 19 warships from friendly foreign countries which have come and are participating in the International Fleet Review.
Okay. So while we've already seen these visuals, we will now get our viewers another compelling audiovisual presentation which will showcase the strength, spirit and service of the Indian Navy.
Conquering the seas.
Shaping the future for my country.
Rising to quell the unforeseen.
I am.
Combat ready.
Credible.
Cohesive.
And a future-proof force.
A great day has dawned. One that will go down in history. For I have taken great strides towards becoming Atmanirbhar, self-reliant.
I achieved an unprecedented milestone with the commissioning of India's first indigenous aircraft carrier. Designed by the Warship Design Bureau. Constructed at the Cochin Shipyard Limited.
And named after her most illustrious predecessor, INS Vikrant, the hero of the 1971 war.
The INS Vikrant proudly unfurled the new naval ensign, signaling the Indian Navy's break with its colonial legacy. My Blue Water Navy credentials are significantly enhanced with the reborn INS Vikrant, adding mobility,
Force projection,
and multi-dimensional capability to my quiver.
a watershed that completes my transformation from a buyer's to a builder's navy.
My journey as a builder's navy has been part sprint, part marathon so far. The first step was INS Nilgiri. Now the pace of my growing fleet has increased. More than 130 ships, submarines, (240 aircraft), maintaining a credible defense to ward off hostile misadventures. 45 ships and submarines are at various stages of construction. Indigenization has increased to 75%. And reinvestments in the economy now amount to 60%.
Preceding the INS Vikrant, indigenous teams launched the stealth frigate Dunagiri. The ship has advanced weapons, sensors, and platform management systems.
With Surat, the future-ready indigenous guided missile destroyer, which enables enhanced force projection.
And Udaigiri, India's second indigenous stealth frigate, is amongst the most technologically advanced missile platforms in the world.
And also Vagshir, the 6th Kalvari-class submarine, adding stealth to my steel, enhancing my self-reliance.
I also commissioned 3 aircraft squadrons. The INAS 324 Kestrels, the first advanced light helicopter squadron on the eastern seaboard.
The INAS 325 Advanced Light Helicopters Squadron will serve the Navy in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands.
And the INAS 316, the Condors of the mighty versatile P-8I, one of the most potent long-range maritime reconnaissance platforms in today's world.
Swavalamban, the maiden seminar by Naval Innovation and Indigenization Organization, fostered a new chapter in self-reliance.
Atmanirbharta is also about investing in the nation's talent. Something I've always been in the forefront of.
My sailors find their sea legs at INS Chilka. preparing them all for a life serving the nation.
My officers continue to train at the Indian Naval Academy, Erzimala. Where they gain a technical and soldier's education from the very best. I now invite both men and women to join me as Agniveers. Learning the skills that will last a lifetime.
I am a pioneer of Nari Shakti.
Women now serve as pilots, air operations officers in the helicopter stream. A crew of 2 women officers is undertaking an expedition to Rio de Janeiro via Cape Town, South Africa.
An all-woman air crew completed a historic independent surveillance mission. Women are now increasingly assigned to combat roles. The greater
का प्रदर्शन है.
What you see now
INS
on your
Sumedha
left
has now
is the
reached to the
magnificent
starting point of the International Fleet Review. We will now see the starting of this.
three-masted bark. She has 20 sails, which together provide nearly 10,000 square feet of area to catch the wind. You can see her smart cadets manning the 3 masts and waving, while their gaze remains firm on the horizon and beyond.
देवियों और सज्जनों, तरंगिणी ने दुनिया भर में कई टॉल शिप स्पर्धाएं जीती हैं और कैडेट्स को साहसी ऑफिसर्स में बदलने में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई है. गोवा शिपयार्ड लिमिटेड द्वारा निर्मित इस पोत को 1997 में कमीशन किया गया था. आप इसके चुस्त कैडेट्स को तीनों मास्ट पर तैनात हाथ हिलाकर अभिवादन करता हुआ देख सकते हैं, जबकि उनकी दृष्टि क्षितिज के पार टिकी है.
Now on your left is INS Gaj, commanded by Lieutenant Commander Mukul Magotra. Gaj is an ocean-going tug, built here at the Hindustan Shipyard Limited, Visakhapatnam. She is the first and only ship of her class in the Indian Navy and employs a Voigt Schneider propulsion, allowing her to turn 360 degrees on the spot.
INS Gaj तोप खाने के अभ्यास के लिए लक्ष्यों को खींचने, गोला बारूद डंप करने, कॉन्सर्ट ड्यूटी, परीक्षण, गश्त और फायरिंग रेंज की सफाई करने जैसे कार्य को बखूबी अंजाम देता है. गज का युद्ध घोष है, जिसने रखा ध्वज का मान, गज महान, गज महान.
Coming up next, on your right, is the lead ship of the shallow water anti-submarine warfare craft INS Arnala, commanded by Commander Ankit Grover.
INS अर्नाला का आदर्श वाक्य है अर्णवे शौर्यम, अर्थात समुद्र में शूरता. यह हल माउंटेड और वेरिएबल डेप्थ सोनार हल्के वजन के टॉर्पीडो एचडब्ल्यू रॉकेट से सुसज्जित है।
Coming up on your left with pennant number Alpha 61 is a catamaran-hulled torpedo launch and recovery vessel, Indian naval ship Astradharini, presently commanded by Lieutenant Commander Anurag Daima.
आईएनएस अस्त्रधारिणी को नौसेना विज्ञान तकनीकी प्रयोगशाला एनएसटीएल गुजरात के शॉप शिपयार्ड और आईआईटी खड़गपुर ने संयुक्त रूप से डिजाइन किया है।
You can see towards your right another shallow water craft, INS Androth, commanded by Commander Guru Prasad Patil.
Yet another catamaran-hulled vessel that you see on your left is INS Makar, presently commanded by Commander Madhusudana Rao Maradana. Makar is the first and only hydrographic vessel of its kind inducted into the Indian Navy.
आईएनएस मकर आधुनिक हाइड्रोग्राफिक और महासागरीय सर्वेक्षण प्रणालियों से सक्षम है।
Coming up on your right-hand side is a sleek missile corvette INS Kirch, commanded by Commander Advait Sarin. The ship proudly sails under the motto Sword to Victory, embodying its lethal capability and swift response doctrine.
लगभग 130 नौसैनिकों से तैनात आईएनएस किर्च अपनी एंटी शिप क्षमताओं के लिए जाना जाता है।
What you see now on your left is INLCU 56. Commissioned in 2019, she is commanded by Lieutenant Commander Abhinash Patra.
आईएनएस एलसीयू 56 का युद्ध घोष है समुद्र हो या सतह 56 करे फतेह।
The ship with pennant number Papa 47 that you see on your right is a Kukri-class missile corvette, INS Khanjar. She's presently commanded by Commander Ronnie Chopu, the first officer from Arunachal Pradesh to command a warship.
खंजर का यह नाम भारत के प्राचीन हथियारों से प्रेरित है और यह जहाज एक खंजर की तरह ही सटीक एवं त्वरित वार करने की क्षमता रखता है।
She is affiliated with both Indian Army and Indian Air Force units.
The ship that you see now on your left is INLCU 55, commanded by Lieutenant Commander Harsukh Dadich.
LCU-55 का युद्ध घोष है, करने को प्रहार, 55 सदैव तैयार।
The White Hull ship on your right-hand side is a Samad class offshore patrol vessel ICGS Sujay, commanded by DIG Davis John Manoj.
Today, she is flying the flag of Additional Director General Donnie Michael, Ati Vishisht Seva Medal, President's Tatrakshak Medal, Coast Guard Commander, Eastern Seaboard. On your left is Indian naval ship Tarmugli, commanded by Lieutenant Commander Gaganjeet Mahajani. This fast attack craft is a crucial asset in safeguarding India's island territories and exclusive economic zone.
यह जहाज भारत के द्वीपीय क्षेत्रों की सुरक्षा, रणनीतिक जलमार्गों की पेट्रोलिंग और देश के तटीय और समुद्री क्षेत्रों में सुरक्षा सुनिश्चित करने में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभा चुका है।
On your right-hand side is ICGS Sarathi, commanded by Commandant Kundan Singh.
ICGS सारथी का नारा है, हार नहीं मानती सारथी सारथी। लगभग 3,000 टन के विस्थापन और 23 नॉट्स की गति वाले यह आधुनिक ऑफशोर पेट्रोल वेसल समुद्री क्षेत्र में सुरक्षा, संरक्षा और पर्यावरण संरक्षण के प्रति भारतीय तटरक्षक बल की प्रतिबद्धता को दर्शाते हैं।
On your left is Indian naval ship Baratang, pennant number Tango 68, commanded by Lieutenant Commander Aditya Kumar.
INS बाराटांग सागरीय तट पर निगरानी, EEZ की सुरक्षा, तस्करी और शिकार रोकथाम तथा आतंकवादी रोधी अभियानों के लिए डिजाइन किया गया है।
Next, on your right is Indian Coast Guard ship Veera, commanded by Commandant Naurim Fanindro Singh. Commissioned in 2019, she's the third in a series of 7 next-generation offshore patrol vessels built by L&T Shipbuilding in India.
ICGS वीरा के आदर्श वाक्य हैं, सतेषु जयते वीरा, अर्थात सत्य और धर्म के साथ खड़ा वीर ही विजयी होता है।
On your left is another fast attack craft, Indian naval ship Cherium, commanded by Lieutenant Commander Tula Umesh Kumar.
चेरियम वर्ग के जहाजों के नाम लक्षद्वीप और अंडमान निकोबार द्वीप समूह के दूर दराज द्वीपों के नाम पर रखे गए हैं।
On your right-hand side is Sri Lankan naval ship Nandi Mitra, a fast missile vessel of the Sri Lanka Navy commanded by Captain KVSL De Silva. It won't be a surprise to find officers and sailors on board this mighty warship who were trained in India, be it the Naval Academy or the professional schools in Kochi.
श्रीलंका का अपने देश की सुरक्षा में साझा योगदान दे रहा है।
Coming up on the left with pennant number Papa 609 is Seychellois Coast Guard ship Zoroaster, commanded by Captain Lyndon Leblanche. SCGS Zoroaster is a fast patrol vessel from Seychelles, based on India's Rajshri class inshore patrol vessel design, and was built by GRSE Kolkata. Handed over by India in 2021, she is optimized for anti-smuggling, fisheries protection, search and rescue, and EEZ patrol duties.
भारत द्वारा सौंपा गया यह जहाज दो देशों की मित्रता का एक साझा उदाहरण है।
The Sri Lankan Navy ship Sagara is what you see next on your right. She is commanded by Captain WNSB Dharmaratna and is tasked with long-range surveillance, escort and general maritime security duties in the Indian Ocean region.
बेहतरीन एंड्योरेंस, एक उड़ान डेक और आधुनिक नेविगेशन एवं संचार प्रणालियों से लैस यह जहाज खोज एवं बचाव और क्षेत्रीय सहयोगियों के साथ संयुक्त गश्त जैसे शांति व्यवस्था मिशनों में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाता है।
The ship that you see on your left is Maldivian Coast Guard ship Huravi, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Ahmed Nafiu Mohammed.
मालदीव तटरक्षक बल का यह गश्ती पोत है, जिसे मूल रूप से भारत में ट्रिंकट श्रेणी के गश्ती जहाज आईएनएस तेलंगचांग के रूप में बनाया गया था और यह दोनों देशों के उम्दा संबंधों का एक प्रतीक भी है।
She performs EEZ patrol, anti-smuggling, anti-piracy, and search and rescue missions, and is optimized for coastal security in the Maldivian littorals.
From the largest archipelagic state, Indonesia, we have Kapal Perang Republic, Indonesia, Bung Tomo on your right, commanded by Captain Rianto Agus Wibowo. She was commissioned into the Indian-Indonesian Navy in 2014. As a multi-role light frigate, the ship has potent surface, air defense, and anti-submarine capabilities.
इंडोनेशिया का यह जहाज अपनी विविध भूमिकाओं के लिए जल, थल और आकाश में सक्षम आधुनिक हथियारों से लैस है।
The vessel on your left is Royal Navy of Oman vessel Saad from Oman, commanded by Lieutenant Commander Shaheen Al-Balushi. The presence of this fine warship from Oman here in India at a time when India's ancient stitch ship INSV Kondenia just completed her maiden historic voyage to Oman conveys the long-standing relationship that both nations enjoy.
यह जहाज EEZ गश्त, निगरानी और समुद्री सुरक्षा अभियानों की काबिलियत रखता है।
With pennant number 551, the offshore patrol vessel on your right is His Thai Majesty.
यह विशेष रूप से थाईलैंड की खाड़ी और अंडमान सागर में EEZ की गश्त, मत्स्य पालन संरक्षण और समुद्री सुरक्षा के लिए तैयार किया गया है।
An offshore patrol vessel of the Royal Thai Navy, she is optimized for EEZ patrol, fisheries protection, and maritime security in the Gulf of Thailand and Andaman Sea. She is also capable of carrying an AW-139 class helicopter. Coming up with pennant number 75 on your right-hand side is the Islamic Republic of Iran ship Dena, commanded by Commander Abozar Zareh. She's a Moj-class frigate of the Islamic Republic of Iran Navy, commissioned in June 2021 and named after the iconic Mount Dena.
इस जहाज के हथियार इसे हवाई हमले, सतह पर युद्ध और सीमित पनडुब्बी रोधी युद्ध में एक बहुआयामी क्षमता प्रदान करते हैं। यह जहाज दोनों देशों की नौसेनाओं का एक साझा उदाहरण है।
An interesting fact regarding the name of IRIS Dena. She is named after the iconic Mount Dena, also called the Kuh-e-Dinar. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the first leg, during which 2 columns of anchored vessels were reviewed by the President of India.
देवियों और सज्जनों, इसी के साथ प्रथम चरण का रिव्यू खत्म हुआ।
As you would have noticed, in the case of Indian warships, every name tells a story of geography, history, valor, or seaborne purpose. And for those aboard these proud vessels, that name, the crest, the motto, and the war cry becomes both a banner and a mission statement.
भारतीय नौसेना का हर जहाज की एक नाम की एक कहानी है। भूगोल, इतिहास, वीरता या समुद्री उद्देश्य की, और उन लोगों के लिए जो इन गर्वित जहाजों पर सवार हैं। वह नाम, वह क्रस्ट, वह आदर्श वाक्य और युद्ध घोष एक पहचान और एक मकसद दोनों बन जाते हैं।
We now request our guests to look ahead. You would notice a large number of colorful sails on the horizon. Sail training is not merely an ode to the earliest form of propulsion, wind power, but also an essential skill that enhances the understanding of how the forces of nature act on a vessel.
अब हम अपने मेहमानों से अनुरोध करते हैं कि वे जहाज के सामने बाईं ओर देखें। आपको क्षितिज पर बड़ी संख्या में रंगीन पाल दिखाई देंगे। सेल ट्रेनिंग न केवल प्रणोदन के सबसे शुरुआती रूप पवन शक्ति के प्रति एक सम्मान है, बल्कि यह एक आवश्यक कौशल भी है, जो यह समझने में मदद करता है कि प्रकृति की शक्तियां नौकाओं पर किस प्रकार कार्य करती हैं।
On the port side, ladies and gentlemen, is the parade of sails. The first 2 vessels are INSV Mahade, skippered by Lieutenant Commander Dilna K. Shaurya Chakra, and INSV Tarini, skippered by Lieutenant Commander Rupa A. Shaurya Chakra. These vessels and their skippers have achieved what very few on the planet ever have. They circumnavigated the globe, over 36,000 nautical miles, carrying the Indian tricolor across continents, oceans, storms, and ice-cold winds.
देवियों और सज्जनों, बाईं ओर आप देख रहे हैं परेड ऑफ सेल। पहली 2 नौकाएं आईएनएसवी मादई, जिन्हें लेफ्टिनेंट कमांडर दिलना के शौर्य चक्रा संचालित कर रही हैं, और आईएनएसवी तारिणी, जिनकी स्कीपर हैं लेफ्टिनेंट कमांडर रूपा ए शौर्य चक्रा। गौर करने की बात है कि इन दोनों नौकाओं और स्किपर्स ने विश्व परिक्रमा की हुई है, और ये नारी शक्ति का सशक्त प्रतिनिधित्व करती हैं और भारतीय नौसेना में महिलाओं की बढ़ती भागीदारी का प्रतीक है।
INSV Neelkanth, skippered by Lieutenant Ankit, is proudly hoisting the Indian tricolour sail, signifying command, control, and India's sovereign presence at sea. Following in line are INSV Kadalpura, skippered by Commander E.S. Bisht, and INSV Haryal, skippered by Lieutenant Commander Ravindra Yadav. Following them are professional yachtsmen led by Lieutenant Commander P.R. Patil in fast, small sailing craft, along with NCC and SCC cadets and naval sailors proudly carrying tricolour sails, reflecting the seamless integration of experience, training and youth within India's maritime ecosystem, and one unique way of contributing to nation building by moulding India's younger generation.
इसके बाद तेज और छोटे नौकायन यानों में प्रोफेशनल यॉट्समैन हैं, जिसका नेतृत्व लेफ्टिनेंट कमांडर पीआर पाटिल कर रहे हैं। उनके साथ एनसीसी और एससीसी कैडेट्स तथा नौसैनिक भी हैं, जो गर्व से तिरंगा सेल लेकर चल रहे हैं। यह
All right, you were watching live from Visakhapatnam, where President Draupadi Murmu is participating in the International Fleet Review 2026 as the World Navies sail together in a powerful display of unity. The President is reviewing the fleet of 70 ships from India and friendly nations at the review anchorage area of Visakhapatnam. The event showcases maritime strength, cooperation and camaraderie whilst reaffirming sovereign oversight. India has previously hosted IFRs in 2001 at Mumbai and in 2016 at Visakhapatnam. India's International Fleet Review reflects the unstoppable rise of countries' global maritime power and enduring global partnerships.